This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said. Nightmares, I don't care, I love it.
It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ready to talk techie things with everybody tonight or this morning or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Hopefully you're catching it wherever and or catching us on the podcast later. We got with us, first of all, from Studio C in the Big D of Dormont, PA. He's a gadget guru from a Big Bank International Esquire. He is John Chilla. The Chilla is joining us.
I'm awake this week.
You're awake this week. Were you sleepy last week? Did we put you to sleep?
I was extremely sleepy. I was hurting.
Yeah,
it wasn't the show. It was just lack of sleep.
No, absolutely. Yeah, we had so much to talk about last week. I just went over some of the clips for the show. So it was good to have you back and back on the show. Long time. Although the second podcast she's done with me this week, Amanda Narcisi is with us to talk about something really special she's been working on with a certain company. So Amanda, how you doing?
I am doing great.
Awesome. I don't even know how to, because I'm used to introducing you as Bold. So what should I title you for this now officially on the show?
I guess Narcisi Creative, and yeah, we could talk about what I do for my day job today.
There you go. Okay, we're allowed. We usually have to skirt around this a little bit, so I'm really excited about this. So but anyways, you can check out everything at awesomecast.com. Please email us at awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com. I don't have notes up. What's going on here? Hit us up on Twitter at AwesomeCast. Of course, the AwesomeCast Facebook group and page. The group is where a lot of a good conversation is happening over there, and we should establish a Discord or something, because I realize like not everybody likes to do Facebook, wants to do Facebook, which we also observe when we do the video streaming. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can check that out, of course, on the Facebook, on our Twitter account, on our YouTube page for AwesomeCast, and of course over on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. And thanks to some new tools, we are actually paying a little more attention to the chats that are going on in the YouTube and the Twitch world as well. Of course, we usually have a lot of great conversation happening during the live show over on the Facebook page. Including Dave Ponner at Viphonography Podcast is out there right now watching the show. What's up, Dave? And he's trying to pick out a Halloween costume for Wrestling Mayhem show later tonight, I know. So I had a last minute cancellation, so I last minute invited a lot of people and said dress up or find a Zoom effect for tonight's show, since it's like, oh hey, it's a holiday week. But anyways, and also thank you to our Patreon supporters. You can support the show at patreon.com/awesomecast. So a big shout out to our friends at the Coffee Club level: Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, Cynthia Klosky, Scott McTaggart, and Mike Pound. And at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedor, Professor Buzzkill, and Dave Podner. You guys can support the show like them over at patreon.com/awesomecast. Maybe I'll talk about what I've been doing with some, I don't know if I've talked about these on the Patreon, but I don't know. Do you remember netbooks? And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember stacks of netbooks from Gateway? Okay. These have been.
You got them. Wait, you got one of those free if you sign up for Verizon Fios.
I got them. Well, I got them both free from my mother several months ago. They've been sitting over here, and I've been like, I made some room, and I was like, well, I got to put. And of course, I feel. You know what? My gadget life is like, in desk space is like a glass of water. It's going to fill into all the crevices available to it, right? The liquid. The technology is liquid in my life. So I just like stack these up, and I'm trying to see if these respectively 10-ish year old netbooks can actually do something with 1 gig of RAM. But that's for something else. and Windows 7 Starter Edition. So let's get into our awesome things of the week. And first of all, I want to get into this because we have a submitted awesome thing of the week from Dudders. So let's roll to that right off the bat first.
Hey everyone, as you may have heard, Sorg and I went to check out the Van Gogh exhibit. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I expected. I wasn't really sure what we were getting into, but it was really a lot of fun and really cool to see. It was in a big warehouse, a big room, and the paintings essentially come to life layer by layer, or there'll be a lot of movement within, taking those paintings and then adding movement, which was really neat. Soundtrack was super cool. I liked how when they were trying to make it look like the water moved on both the wall and the projections on the floor. I really, really enjoyed those because it also, again, made it look like the floor there was water, or like paint strokes where there's like that fun texture in there. Definitely, we spent, I think, more time in it than I expected to in there, but really enjoyed it. Really thought it was cool seeing the paintings come to life, and just watching everybody else enjoy it too was really, really neat.
So there you go, Katie, submitting that video, a little bit of footage. I got to join her there at the Van Gogh experience. It's down in the shadow of the Veterans Bridge on the North Shore, actually. It was kind of weird to kind of go on this back street and then just like painted warehouse kind of situation there. I didn't know I had no idea what to expect about this. Like, I keep hearing about it, I kept seeing the billboards and everything like that, but I didn't know what it was. And yeah, it was just this giant room and really cool effects. Of course, me being the video guy, I'm like watching it. I was like, okay, that looks like a little bit of, like, I remember my training from doing animation in Flash. Actually, and I was like, okay, I can see the kerning, I can see what they're doing there. They're obviously taking elements and digitize them of Van Gogh and turn them into these kind of repeated effects around an entire room. I'm looking for the repetition seams in the design and everything, because I mean that's what I do, because I was like, how are they doing this? And just the projectors were really, really impressive. And even to the one point, I'm sitting there and I go to Katie, I was like, that lady is standing really close to that wall, like maybe like 3 feet away from the wall, and not projecting a shadow. Like the way they're using some short throw projectors that were really high up, and again, that cool thing where they were just filling the room with all these effects and everything. I'm not like a big like Van Gogh fan, or I'm a lot of knowledge of it and appreciation. Probably pop culturally like everybody else does, like most other people do. But it was a really, really cool, fun thing to get down to. And I know several of our friends have tickets to this thing. I don't know. Have you guys been kind of looking out for this?
I know I have. I reached out to him a while ago, like before it got pushed back, to come and check it out or be like an ambassador. They were looking for ambassadors to help hype it up. I guess in the end they decided they didn't need ambassadors because it got like sold out and hyped up enough. And then they had to push it back.
I think they're sold out for like the next month at least, right? So like maybe you can get something in December.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I first saw it on the Netflix show Emily in Paris.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the same touring company. So I was a big fan then when I saw it on the show, and I really want to go. I probably will go closer to the end of December, and just check it out myself because it looked cool. I am an art fan, being an art history major and everything, and studied graphic design and all that throughout high school and college. I thought it was cool.
No, it was really, really cool. Yeah, and the whole sequence is about a half an hour run. So because we came in a couple minutes late, so it was nice. You could sit there, you sit through the credits, and it just loops back over. So we stick around a little bit, or even I don't think they kick you out. Like you can just sit there and there's some benches in there. It looks like they have these like projected circles. I don't know if they were for kind of like social distancing kind of thing. And they're just like people just sitting on the floor, right, in this thing. It was really incredible and a really, really cool experience to start out a Monday morning too. That we were there. So here's a couple images that from Katie at least capturing me viewing these things. So there's a little bit of the outside if you're with us on the video. Again, like they really like the build out, like they took over this warehouse and everything. So it was a really cool effect that they did, and it looks like the room was more or less built as well in there in the middle of the warehouse too. So. But it was a really, really cool, fun. And of course, she had the video parts of it, but there's some stills of what was going on, and just everything is moving as you go here, even to the point where when you, and also thank you, new iPhone and the low light photography, because it's actually pretty dark in there. So with the projections.
Was it separate rooms that you walked through, or was it just one room that you stayed stationary?
It was just one room where everything happens. There's a, of course, there's a gift shop, and there's a, and there was like the bridge and the Steelers. I think it's on her phone. Maybe she shared. There's a Steelers sunflower logo helmet that I know we got a picture in front of. So. But yeah, and they have, they have like a little cafe and bar thing, so you can hang out and everything too, right? No, a really cool experience again, and I guess so. This is like a touring company, so what they probably just drop into a city like once or twice a year, kind of thing. Is that what that is, Amanda?
From what I understand, they have like 2 or 3 going on at the same time. I think Chicago is going on at the same time right now.
Okay, interesting.
So they do a couple cities at the same time, but same type of effects.
Mm-hmm. But no, really cool. Yeah, again, really cool how they had everything kind of move. The music. I actually sat there and I started playing with because those that don't know, Shazam, the music discovery app, is kind of built into the iPhone now. So I pulled down my control panel and you see I got it right there in the corner down there, and I just popped that on, and I kept, because some of the tracks I was really interested in kind of like checking out later. Maybe put it in my mix and stuff. So I was grabbing a couple of those out of that. So no, really, really cool experience. So go look up the Van Gogh Experience, I think is the official title of it. They're all over all the social media. You can find out more info and find out when you can get tickets. And it runs through, I think, at least February, if I'm correct. So you can check that out. I know one issue was, you mentioned, Amanda, how they were delayed, because I know Katie was saying she was having some problems. Like they reschedule you and you didn't really get a choice, I guess. Chachi's having the same issue. He's in December now. So like to the point where I think Katie went down for her scheduled original time and to discover they weren't open. And also a nice diner around up the street from it, across from the Heinz Lofts. I'll give a shout out to. That was a nice lunch afterwards. So that's the Van Gogh Experience, our awesome thing of the week. Chilla, what do you got for an awesome thing?
So can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
I actually went camping. I went hiking and camping. A 2-day 10-mile hike through the Laurel Highland Trail. That was darn awesome. Thanks to my neighbor Marty for helping plan it and dragging me through the woods and keeping me going. But the one thing that made it all possible, and I don't know if you've looked at the Osprey line of backpacks. I actually had one of these for work and it's still in amazingly good condition. But I actually picked one up and I chose the REI, that you can get it a little bit cheaper. Probably actually $80 cheaper, I think, if you get it on Amazon.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's a $200. This is a $200.
Depending on your side.
This is a $200 backpack according to this REI listing.
Yeah. But here's what's amazing about it. Like it fit food and water and it will stop right there. Oh, go back one. So hold there for 1 second. It fit food, water. It fit, my sleeping bag, a small compressed pillow, everything that you would need to camp for an overnight and kind of afternoon, morning, following or surrounding that trip. The cool thing was, if you look at that picture, it has an actual detachable, like, day pack knapsack. So you can literally unzip. I think did we lose you?
Yeah, no, you got you.
Oh, no, you got me. Okay. If you go, that right there, you literally unzip another backpack from the large pack.
Okay, this is a giant backpack. The $200 is deserved. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's you're fitting a lot, and then I mean it has a sternum strap, the waist straps, shoulder straps. You can tighten it down around. Like I said, I had probably 3 meals in there, 4 bottles of water, the whole shebang. Plus, then I packed the second pack that I could then detach, and you could kind of go. You didn't have to lug that around then everywhere you go. And there's actually the back of it kind of zips into itself, and it can also be almost like a duffel bag. So very cool. If you ever want to pack light for like a day or even 2-day trip, it's pretty amazing what you can jam in there. I would have been able to fit more if I had a cool, more space compressed sleeping bag, but I have just your average run-of-the-mill sleeping bag. And I actually had a kind of like a mattress, a foam mattress pad too in there. So pretty darn awesome. It was a great trip, but the backpack was darn awesome as well.
Man, everybody's going hiking these days. Maybe I need to get in on. I don't know. Maybe I see enough of the outdoors with my work though. So, my hiking is. I do my hike around a Baja track 3 times a year. Does that count?
That counts.
I've done it in the mountains of Oregon and Washington, the desert of Arizona. Yeah, I think that qualifies. But me, I probably need one of these for when I do those. So that's cool. That's the Osprey Fairpoint 70 Travel Pack Men's. And it comes in a couple of colors there. So that's on REI. You have that listed, but you said it is also available over on Amazon, probably for a little bit cheaper.
There, Amazon, Dick's. There was a bunch of places. Okay. I actually got mine at Dick's, and it was probably a little cheaper than that.
Okay, so look out for that. That is the Chilla awesome thing. Amanda, what is your awesome thing of the week?
So I'm happy to present SharePlay is live on iOS devices. And that's my awesome thing of the week. And it's because I got to actually work on Apple Music with it. So, yeah, it's awesome. So if you haven't really studied up on it, it is, you can take a FaceTime call and then I'll talk mostly about music, even though you can do it with fitness and, like screen sharing. You can do fitness, you can do Apple TV, but music, the really cool thing is that you can basically open it up. You start the FaceTime call, you open up music and you start to play it, and everybody that's on the call can then listen through their device to the music. And they can play with the cue, you can add stuff, subtract stuff, you can watch the music videos together. Some of the content like interviews and stuff you can watch together. There are certain things that you can't, like radio, their whole radio station is blocked from it. Certain other like original content you can't. Everybody has to have like a subscription, and this is the same for Apple TV and Apple Fitness or Fitness Plus. You have to have subscriptions to everything to do it, and yeah, it's like a little party.
I like it. But again, if you're somebody who subscribes to something like Apple One and have the family plan and everything that you're sharing, like you already have a handful of people you probably already communicate with on a regular basis that you can do this with, right?
Absolutely. So, and even absolutely. So you can watch the same TV shows, work out together, listen to the same music together. And the screen sharing thing is actually really, really cool. So that's a whole collaborative where you can actually watch like each other's screens. So we were able to watch each other's Instagrams, each other's TikToks, anything that was on the screen, Spotify, YouTube, any of those we were able to bring up and share with everybody on the call.
So a true kind of screen share, not just like Apple TV, or anything like that.
Correct. There's also now there's like 15 different applications that have already built this in.
Nice.
There's a list that includes things like Heads Up, the game Heads Up, where you used to put the phone on like your forehead and like yes. The app Crouton, which is like a recipe sharing one. There's a whole bunch of different apps that kind of have already built it in. To kind of like add it to kind of like introduce it when it rolled out this week with 15.1. So yesterday it just rolled out.
I think I saw, was it Showtime and I think it was Showtime and Paramount launched with it already too. Like those were the two big, I think, they didn't upplay like a Netflix or anyone like that, but I thought I saw Showtime's logo and the Paramount Network's logo on there.
Yeah, we know that they are working on it. I didn't. I'm sure most of them will jump on this in the end because a lot of the other ones compared to it are pretty clunky.
All right.
Does it? So do you know? Like, I'm guessing each, especially with video, audio, probably not as big of a deal. What does it do if I have poor internet and you don't, and we're watching a video? I'm guessing I skip to catch up to you?
Yeah, it could skip around. It could kind of do that type of lag thing. It depends. Screen sharing, you could see some pixelization. You could see some type of lag that way. You could see spinning wheels on one person's thing while it plays on yours. It could play catch up. The internet thing is kind of a little bit, it is the gray area that they're really going to have to watch in the next few months, because that's the thing that we exhibited it when we were working on it. So it just looked like somebody had poor internet and they were trying to do a Zoom or anything like that. Kind of like the same way.
Yeah, same kind of effects are gonna roll into this that we're used to probably. I was even when I was looking at some articles around this when you were telling me about it. I were talking about early betas were a little weird, but it seems to be a lot stronger now. But of course, I'm sure we're gonna find interesting use cases as people start experimenting with this, right? So no, that's really cool. So next time my wife's in California when the next season of Ted Lasso drops, I don't have an excuse to not watch it with her. Right?
Not at all. As long as you're both on the new. Everybody yesterday was saying it wasn't working. It was like one-off cases where the one person wasn't updated, or a person that was in the group chat was really on an Android, which won't work at all.
Okay.
So like I was reading some of the Twitter feeds over it and stuff like that, and it was like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah. But we can do FaceTime on Android now. I don't understand what the problem is.
I don't know either. I'm not sure.
No. Yeah, well, that's a web-based client, so it's not going to have the hooks into that to do this protocol, right? So that's the answer. Good.
Are they, or have they already brought it to like multiplayer Apple Arcade games? Because I think that's where it would be fun, kind of giving you that multiplayer, but more of a sense of playing in the same room with someone versus just a voice call, or like you think of, I play Xbox and you can throw on a chat headset and talk to the other person.
It could bring up the random people I play on Lego Battle Star Wars.
Yes, exactly. Which I am. Thank you for causing that time suck in my life. By the way.
God, that's all I've been playing.
It is so much fun, and I'm addicted.
That's all I've been playing, dude. That's all I've been playing. Although I did play a little bit of the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, finally on Game Pass. But other than that, I'm freaking I'm living in that game right now. It's really bad, actually. So, and the problem. Okay, we're going on a different tangent here. I'm sorry. SharePlay. Anyway, SharePlay. No, that's pretty cool. We'll have to play with that a little bit, maybe here. Yeah, the Lego Star Wars. It has all the hooks, all the time stuff that the freebie games have. So it hooks you pretty good, doesn't it?
But there's no pay your way forward. That's what I like about it too.
No.
So I don't feel like anyone's not cashing in for upgrades or whatever.
I still don't understand.
I feel like we're all on the same playing field.
It is. But I still don't understand how other people have a Boba Fett and I haven't been able to get one yet.
My kid got one.
See, everybody
he
has
got,
a
but
Boba Fett.
he got it through. So it was, I think, luck of the draw. Like, you know how you upgrade if you log in every day, you get that like little pass.
Yeah.
Mine gave me Yoda. His gave him Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So I still don't have Boba Fett, but he does.
I ended up with my dark side had like 100 more points than like my light side at some point. I'm really good with the dark side. I was gotta work on my deck on the other one. And now I'm at the point where I have so many good things in my deck that it's hard for me to choose. So, yeah.
Are you using a Gamorrean Guard at all?
No, I was for a little bit, but I swapped it out for something else I wanted to use. But yeah, but hey, anytime I got a sniper robot, and I just picked up the sniper guy for the light side. That's handy too. And I just got the crazy balls from Naboo that you can throw.
Yes.
But they seem underpowered, so I haven't done that. And the tower that just spits out Ewoks.
I don't have that yet. I'm trying so hard to get it.
I think I just got it, or maybe I got it on one of those like other things where they just give you random decks. Because I had
like your free cards of the day.
No. When you do the it just turned into Lego. I'm sorry, Amanda, just turned into Lego Star Wars thing. No, on the right thing where there's like those.
You work your way up.
Yeah, where you're
chain.
working your way up the chain, kind of things. Like this latest one just kind of gives you a random batch of cards, and it's just got a bunch of stuff that I haven't had. I haven't done my freebies for today. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to click these while I'm at this. Well, while I'm upgrading my Star Wars guys right now, I need more money so I can upgrade all these guys. Anyways, let's give a shout out to our friends over at Slice on Broadway, supported Pittsburgh podcasting for the perfect pepperoni pizza, and we support them, and we will deliver. We will deliver. I drove one to New York last week, 2 weeks ago. Whenever that was, we drove it up there. We didn't leave until Slice on Broadway opened and we could order a pie. Drove it up to Beacon, New York, and gave it to our friend Mad Mike up there. It hasn't been down here in years. Loves it. Gives it the New Yorker seal of approval. He lived in the Bronx. He knows. And we brought him some, and we just enjoyed rewormed Slice on Broadway. Double pepperoni, extra cheese in his living room at 10 o'clock at night, 12 hours later. So it's worth the drive, and it's worth driving to people, or it's worth just being delivered to your doorstep if you're here in Pittsburgh. Go check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. 4 locations: Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills, and of course their Grubhub and everything. Our buddy out in Monroeville, the Riz, who's been on the show recently, has been he just like takes a screenshot of his Grubhub every time he orders it to send me. So thank you everybody that's been supporting our friends, and thank you to them for supporting the show. All right, what we got on the other end of this of our rundown here? Let's touch on video games since we're already on it. This has already been available on Game Pass, actually, I believe for the PC side, but Among Us is finally coming to the Xbox and PlayStation on December 14th. So, and excited because you're going to have a hot, high-end Xbox Series X and S version of this. Chilla, are you ready for the insanely high-end 4K Among Us playthroughs?
Is it necessary?
No, it's not necessary.
I'm not saying bringing the game, porting the game over isn't necessary. I definitely think between this and Fall Guys, it should be on every system.
Oh, geez, Fall Guys! I need to play some more of that. I finally got that on PC a little bit ago.
But do I need it in 4K?
No, you.
I mean, like,
if you have a 4K, it'll run on your 4K machine in case you were worried. So,
yes, but it'll run on your Switch. So
it'll also run on your Switch. It'll also run
on your iOS
on
device
your phone and everything, like anywhere you really want to. So, Yeah. So it's coming around. Oh, well, I'm glad Among Us finally has a chance to expand.
There's a $30 crewmate edition with poster, stickers, and a holographic card.
What? That's how you get a.
We have to wait till January 11th for that.
January 11th. They've been doing these weird windowed releases because Grand Theft Auto is releasing the original 3 Vice City and San Andreas trilogy as a remaster here, and they're doing digital like in a few weeks. And well, they're doing something interesting too, because I think San Andreas is going to be on Game Pass, and Grand Theft Auto 3 is going to be on PlayStation Plus at the same time. Like they give you one of the games, right? Really kind of genius, right? And then the physical copies are going to come out in December. It sounds like about a month later. So that's a really interesting way to do it, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe it just kind of extends it a bit. I bet you some people are going to buy it twice. I want to play.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I want the $50 there's the wait, what's the ejected edition?
Ejected. So wait. Let's go down this. The 50. So
there's a $90 ejected edition.
Okay.
That includes a steel bookcase, a beanie, a fleece blanket. It won't ship till spring 2022. Yeah, people are going to be buying this.
Yeah, multiple.
And they're going to have it on. They're going to have to buy it for every console.
Yep. The $50 Imposter Edition includes the same gear as the crewmate package with a purple crewmate plush, an enamel pin, and a lanyard. So, yeah. Among Us. Amanda, have you been bitten by the Among Us bug at all? I feel like you'd like that one.
I have not, just because I don't have any consoles or anything.
You have an iPhone.
You have an iPhone.
Oh yeah, I guess I could play.
You can join in. It's all about like they're all cross play. You just punch in a code wherever you're at, I guess, right? And play it. So, well, yep, Amanda, we're gonna have to. It's been a while since we played some Among Us amongst us.
You're totally sus.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I think we need an AwesomeCast to play along in the very near future. Also, Chilla, you got some Nintendo news because I'm like, I didn't put this in here.
So I'm trying to decide. Like, I can't because I have 3 subscriptions, and the reason I had the Nintendo subscription is because it was so cheap. But now they have the expansion pack that's like 6 times the price. It takes to like 50 something a year. But it's the only way to get the Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis back catalog.
That's weird.
And some data miners found that, there's going to be at least 38 N64 games and at least 52 Sega Genesis games. So you figure if you look at that and pretend that they were each 50 cents, it kind of pays for itself over the year. But to me, it is a big price hike. But the thing that you're getting, like N64 Pokemon Snap, you're getting Mario Golf, you're getting multiple older Zelda games,
and several Castlevanias on the Genesis. It looks like.
Yeah.
So.
And my all-time favorite, Golden Axe. There's a lot to be played, and it's almost one of those things where if you ever run out of anything to play, even if you're paying for the minimal amount for their yearly online, you're getting the money worth just in the. And these don't come out like where it's a limited time and you have to grab it while it's free. These are all the time on as part of the subscription. So,
you said that was this including the Animal Crossing stuff, or was that like its own expansion pack?
I think it does include it does include some stuff for Animal Crossing. I am not 100%. I am not the Animal Crossing expert that Dudders is.
No,
you're gonna have to.
I know
we're gonna have to phone a friend on that one.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that a little bit ago. So. Interesting. Well, let's just go on down the list here. Amanda, I was looking at this. Tell me about this droid adventure you shared up here.
So this is a campsite I came across. They are building their decks to be painted like parts of Star Wars.
Yes.
So this is an actual deck that is with 2 tents on it and 2 picnic tables, and it overlooks this lake down in Asheville, North Carolina. And when you look at the aerial view of it, it is R2-D2. They are in the process of building the Millennium Falcon that will hold, I believe, 3 tents. And these are like glamping tents. They are not your typical like Coleman tents. They are the glamping tents with like electricity and the outhouses and the whole bit.
So your camps. So basically, there's no other. There's an outhouse here in your tents, but like there's no other facilities. Like that's your campsite is the deck that's on the water, kind of thing.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So you would rent both tents at the same time.
There's even the bathroom is the storm pooper. Holy crap. Literally.
So yeah, I thought this was really cool. I have been camping a lot. Like Chilla, your backpack just made me so happy because I used to own one of those. Like love camping. And so this site I thought was really cool that it just kind of tied in a little bit of like geekiness into it. And like I said, I went to the other site and they are building a Millennium Falcon and a few other ones to kind of tie it all together to kind of build out the campsite.
I love it. I'm sorry. I'm still taken back by the storm pooper. So because by the way, show title. So
Storm pooper.
No, that's cool. This is a very $280 a night. Wait, $280 a night for no almost no facilities. Interesting. But so this site is very like Airbnb-ish too. This is Tenter?
Yeah.
Is this the Airbnb of camping?
Pretty much. There's a few. There's one called Hip Camp and then one called Tenter. They are like the Airbnbs of fancy camping.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can actually apply if you have a plot of land. You can apply and they will like actually send you the stuff to build it on your land, like these glamping tents and stuff, and then they'll put you on their site. So at least that's the way Hip Camp kind of works. But like they're a little bit more higher end. If I'm paying $280 for a campsite, it better be like a hotel. I pay like $20 for my campsite when I go.
Yeah, I don't see any sign of a shower at all. So
But that it's only 2 hours from New York City and it sleeps up to 16.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 280 for a place that, I mean, if you split that 16 ways.
Yeah, even if you split it 8 because that's how many adults and like there's a bunch of kids. Yeah, absolutely. Once you split it down, it's kind of like renting a cabin in Deep Creek or anything else. It's kind of the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. Sorry. I'm sharing the storm pooper with people. I
want to see when the Millennium Falcon is done. That's the one I really look forward to. Their Instagram is beautiful. Like it shows all their sites that they use, but the Millennium Falcon one looks really neato. They even have the deck is actually shaped like the Falcon.
Let me know when there's an AT-AT one. We'll send it to Katie.
Yes.
That'll be hers. Wow, that's really awesome. So tent with 2Rs.com, and you can look that up. Just look up R2D2. Here is one I thought was interesting. I didn't get deep into this, but Durda said this. Yins love barbecue. So the Kinect, you remember the Kinect guys, right? I did pick up the Star Wars dance game, just because I wanted to be a dancing Han Solo. So I was talking about the Second Life, and this was something I remember, like, our old friend Josh Sager was doing interesting experiments with the Kinect at PTI. Like I've seen the Kinect in not video game things like over the years, right? Especially at conferences and things like that. So they found a Second Life in the ghost hunting community. Happy Halloween, by the way. I realize we've done nothing for Halloween for this episode. The device's camera, as he's putting it, is meant to detect human players with facial recognition software and the semiconductor that allows you to see in 3D, in quotes. But some users have noticed that the Kinect will often pick up human shapes that aren't visible in the room. I guess I guess technically I'm no LiDAR scientist, but you know that seems like that seems a track. That's better than the app that supposedly detected ghosts that we talked about years ago that people still complain about in our YouTube comments. By the way, we'll probably get more complaints now that it's Halloween again over on YouTube. So don't talk to me. Talk to Apple about getting your $1.99 back. So I mean, what do you guys think of this?
I don't remember the Kinect being that accurate, like ever. I just remember playing it on my Xbox 360, and I would play that one exercise game where you were on the raft and you were like going through the jungle and you had to like jump and everything. Like I just remember me jumping and it not reacting. Just like I just don't remember being that accurate to actually do something like this.
So they were actually. Oh, go ahead, Chilla.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of had the same review, other than the only thing that it was good for was voice control. Like that's what I ended up. I never used the camera piece of it. I only used it for the voice control pieces.
So I mean, it wasn't like it definitely wasn't perfect. The resolution is actually rather low on this thing, and it kind of I think it does a couple layers of kind of tracking to try to see motion and shapes. But one thing it does do is when you get let's say you're playing that Kinect adventure and you're playing the river game, like if you notice, like it attaches joint points of the character to what it sees you or what it interprets, right? If you're going to move your arm weird and it can't detect where your arm is, that arm's going to get floppy on the character, right? I remember going to, I think probably the first or second New York Comic Con I got to attend like 10 years ago, and they were using this to rig 3D characters, like much like you would see in the motion mocap studios, right? It was like supposed to be a low-end mocap kind of concept. So you can put it into this, import that in, and get an actor to just stand in front of the Kinect, start rigging a character based on that, because it'll match the elbows, the knees, the waist, everything that it needs to. Again, not perfect, but now you can go in and clean it up, right? It's kind of like if you went and did a transcription of a podcast and you got to clean it up a little bit afterwards. Kind of that idea, but for like 3D rigging your model. If you're doing, I don't know if it'll be game or visuals or whatever the case may be. So, but no, it'll be interesting. It makes sense. Like if there is a form there, and how many times is it like the cameras pick up things that our eyes can't see? Why can't something that's like kind of more tuned to shapes like a Kinect be able to do that too? So, so I got a Kinect in my living room. Do I just like hook it up and see what happens? I think you can just hook up. Can you just take the Xbox One and hook up to a PC, or did you have to get like the PC version of it? Do you recall, Chilla?
I think there's some kind of cable.
I'm sure there's something at this point, right? That you
can I'm pretty sure there's
like
some kind of
adapters
cable
or something. So
I unfortunately, when I upgraded the Xbox, I can't. There's no I couldn't find for the Xbox One. I had it for the original Xbox One.
Right.
But if you upgrade to the One X or whatever it is,
they're not even going to have anything on there. Yeah.
You had to buy a special cable that they don't sell anymore.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the Kinect as a hardware, and gaming has given up the ghost. Okay, let's see what else we got here. The socks are back, Amanda. Right. What?
Yeah, so in honor of iPod's 20th anniversary and the release of AirPods 3, Native Union brought back the sock. So if you remember the sock from the old Nano days, the different colored Nano days, it was like a protective piece that went in your AirPod just slid, or your iPod, slid inside of it, and then you could put it in your pocket. They now redesigned it for the AirPods. And Native Union is a great company. I love them for all, I've had their cases. I've had their AirPod cases. on my like first gen AirPods and stuff. So I thought this was really cute that they did this in honor of iPod turning 20.
I love it. Yeah, I saw a lot of going on. I saw the CNN was sharing some stories from like 2005 talking about the iPod today. It'd be nice if they just. I kind of wish Apple would just like release an iPod Classic. It's maybe it's the same size and everything, but it has like flash storage maybe. Because there's no iPod Touch or anything now, right? Like that's been deprecated for years. So, right? Is it
there's
still?
Touch is
still there.
Touch is still there.
Oh, is it?
But Nanos and Shuffles are gone. Nanos
Okay.
were the last ones that weren't screenless.
Okay. Ooh.
They've been gone for 4 years, I want to say.
I love the Shuffle. That was like just a button.
It had the clip. You could clip it
Yeah.
to your shirt.
Yeah, that was the big thing.
There's another company too, Moment brought out, which I know we've talked about Moment a couple times on the show. They brought out one, it's an AirTag clip that looks like a shuffle. One side looks like a shuffle and the other side is where the AirTag goes in. They actually brought that out in honor of iPod turning 20. So I thought that was really cool.
I didn't have, like, I feel like I got my iPods kind of secondhandish. Like, I never really got into the iPods much. Missy had one, and we had a bunch of music on it, I guess. So, it's actually not too long ago. We were doing dance recital filming, and then they still used the iPod for, like, the music for the show, and it was like a full size iPod kind of thing. It was wild. It was like this entire show is running off an iPod in 2018. So, like. It still works. It worked great. I think they hardly had any problem with it. So it's better than having a CD and it skips. I remember those from my hip hop days.
I actually have CDs that I burned or extracted into my iTunes catalog that are somehow stuck in Apple Match that I can't dissect them out. So there's a couple tracks that I have on Apple Music that skip.
That sucks. In-app events will come to the App Store on October 27th. What does that mean? Is anybody up on this one?
I don't know.
So, according to iMore, these are going to be events. They're going to be in the App Store. Well, I guess I just dissected that. In-app events coming to the App Store. Yes. Ideally, God, it just says they're happening, doesn't it? Showcasing virtual and in-person events from apps directly in iOS and iPad on the App Store. So I'm guessing, like, I'm wondering if this is going to be something like the next Pokemon Community Day, Pokemon Go Community Day, or something like that. Could be like an event that kind of sticks in there. I mean, this is if you're an app developer. This isn't for our Facebook events, I would imagine, to be popping up in the App Store. But I guess event-based. Eventbrite, maybe, like things like that may pop up in the App Store based on this. Is my guess, the way I'm understanding this article.
With everything gone virtual in the last year, I could kind of see that. For example, a great example is today's Adobe Max. I could totally see Adobe Max like putting segments of the new Lightroom like in the App Store. As a video to watch, because they always do like really cool demos whenever they bring out a new app. And sometimes you have to scour the internet for them. I could see them putting it in the App Store.
According to the quote, these timely events such as game competitions, movie premieres, and live streamed experiences can encourage people to try your app, provide existing users with new ways to enjoy your app, and give former users reasons to return. So yeah, I can see that. So yeah, again, freemium games can have like, hey, we're doing such and such event, kind of thing as it's tailored to you, I would imagine. So it's another thing to look out for. There's a lot of features. Holy crap. All right. Are you guys ready? What time is it? Okay. Real quick. We got some naughty news for you guys this week. First of all, let's talk about OnlyFans. This is probably the more risque of the two. So There is a museum. This was one that should have been up for last week with Brian Crawford of pghmuseums.org, to give them a plug. So there is a museum that got banned from TikTok for posting nudes. It's the artwork, guys. And so they started an OnlyFans account so they can put whatever artwork, no matter how, Vienna Laid Bare was one of the features as part of this. Smart use of an alternative. Oh, we're going to get, there's a lot of nudity in this article, and we're, now we're going to get banned, I'm sure. So I shouldn't dive too much in that video, probably. So what do you guys think of this interesting use of, but these guys would have been affected if they would have deprecated nudity in OnlyFans like they were talking about a month ago, right?
I don't know if they would have. I don't know what the
ruling would they have cracked down on it as hard with these guys as TikTok did, right?
Yeah, but I wonder what's going to happen, like, as we see other social networks kind of struggling or potential. I wonder, like, what would happen if everyone just started joining OnlyFans just as a social network?
Are you saying that we need to launch our AwesomeCast OnlyFans?
Well, it would be interesting, though, right? Just to see what happens. Like, because it's kind of like, for me, like, to me, like,
Chilla,
OnlyFans made it because
I'm with you. And
because Patreon pissed off a bunch of people.
That's right. We could do it.
And it wasn't like, and it's not, from my understanding,
Chilla?
That's not the only thing over there.
I've already started one potentially naughty experiment this week. I'm going to start an OnlyFans account and see what happens.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens. I'll just run it like we do our Patreon, and we'll see if it helps. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe we'll put AwesomeCast After Dark on there. I don't know. Go ahead, Amanda.
I really just don't understand why these apps aren't writing in the code of how to verify somebody's age. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand not wanting to turn over your personal information of like your license number or something like that, but there's got to be a way to verify their age in order to like make the image appear. Well, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something.
Well, like, remember what porn sites used to do to verify? Because remember,
credit card.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just me because I was a teenager at the time. Some 20 years ago. Yeah, you would go to a site. Oh, geez. I shouldn't seem as knowledgeable about this on air as I am. You go to a site, and in order to enter, you had to enter a credit card. It wasn't necessarily to pay for anything, but it was just for verification purposes. And I'm sure it was on the up and up. I'm using a lot of quotation fingers at this point. So, as a ambitious 17-year-old, you'd run into that block every once in a while, right? But it seems like it all just kind of fell away. I don't know if that was just like them trying to get ahead of, being cracked down on by the government at that point. These what do you call it? These lewd laws or whatever you call them, that they'll try to do. Same they had damn it, Sorg boobies are everywhere. Yes. In the chat
but nowadays, I mean, back then they didn't have like disposable debit cards you could pick up at
That's true.
CVS.
That's true.
That anyone can go get one of those gift cards now.
Like that needs to maybe I'll detect, hey, this isn't a credit card. We can tell that this is a verified card. We didn't have debit cards then or anything like that. It had to been a credit card, and you had to be 18 at the time, right? So
I wonder if it's more about do they want? I'm guessing there's additional insurance, or if you were keeping scans of people's driver's license and you get breached.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't replace my identity.
No.
Like that's one of those. That's like if you kept my social security number on record.
Why it's a bad idea to keep your
That's not fun to change.
Why it's an idea to link your thumb and your eye prints to your security, because if that gets breached, now you're done, right?
Right.
So
Can't change your fingerprints.
sorry,
I
sorry, Clear.
I also question how good their algorithm or their QA people are. Like, you know what I mean? Or the
Yeah.
people who like
Yeah.
look after those sites.
Yeah.
Like, are they not like credibly looking, or did somebody actually report the museum?
Oh, we're talking
Like
about the
somebody-
museum. So we're talking about TikTok. Yeah,
Like-
I think it got reported. I think people.
I'm sure it got
I think
reported
people
by some crazy person
Yeah, yeah.
that
People are
doesn't
just
like art.
but I don't
And
like.
somebody should have researched that. Like, I feel like this should be one of those instances that if you're getting reported, it should be researched. Like, I understand Instagram is hugely behind when you report. Like, I think I'm just now getting stuff from like January.
But
that
they're
shutting down accounts.
But they're a giant entity, and so is TikTok, right? At scale.
But they're either not doing it fast enough, or they aren't hiring enough people to do it.
Right. I'm of the opinion that I don't think you can hire enough people to handle the problems these platforms are dealing with.
Yeah, I agree. Like the
I don't-
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's just
the people power is not the answer. It's an attempt to say we're doing something and actually get a human eyes on it as much as possible to try to circumvent the damage. AI doesn't work because it extends. We saw that with everything that was getting pulled down 2 summers ago, and a lot of our friends getting kicked off of wrestling stuff, and just content ID on YouTube as a whole, right? So so there's that. Let's go to the other side of this. Now that I know that I'm starting an OnlyFans tonight for this show. How do you make it on Pornhub, Chilla?
I don't know.
Apparently,
What do you do?
Apparently, if you're a calculus teacher, you just teach hard math over on Pornhub.
Are they shirtless?
No, there's nothing.
Nope.
It is just so he is selling. I believe he was saying when I was reading the article, it was he's selling like calculus lessons is what he's doing. So the idea is it's going to drive you to another site. It's one of those kind of things, right? But generally, he just said, hey, maybe some people will want to learn math on, like, people are here. I love the philosophy. People are on this platform. Let's throw some math at them, was basically his philosophy. And he tried other pornography platforms, but Pornhub was the only one that would allow him to dish out some hard math. So with that, I would like to announce, pending approval for allowing partner program uploads, we do have an AwesomeCast account on Pornhub.com right now. So I want to say don't friend it, because I don't want to see what you're into necessarily. So I feel like that could get awkward. So my plan for the AwesomeCast one is to strictly follow innocuous accounts like the Calculus guy in the meantime. But other than that, I'm going to put if I'm allowed, I'm going to put clips up and see what happens.
Yeah, why not?
We a little bit.
Like this is where I totally agree. Like if you can expand your fan base by merely just reposting to yet another
on a
network,
very populated and you could call it the TikTok for porn. I don't know. And a very technology forward company. So why not insert a little hard tech news in there as well? Amanda?
It goes back to what we used to teach in social media marketing 101. You go where your customers are.
Listen, I already had the experience where my professional wrestling clips wound up on there. Okay? Because before they cracked down, now you have to be a certified partner or model program or something like that. Anybody could upload anything to it, right? And that led to, hey, we're just uploading everything, to this thing, and who knows? And between copyright, copyright content and the underage problem and everything like that, right? So there was a lot of stuff on there. So that had nothing to do with the site's title. It was awkward as the AwesomeCast. It asked me my preferences, and I just kind of left them open So it was really, yeah, it was weird to be like, I'm not here for this reason, but I'm still here, kind of thing. But so there you go. Look up that, and let's see. Actually, I'll see if my well, I shouldn't do this with the window open because even going to the site is NSFW. Is there an NSFW like Pornhub? Like, is there like the Less Naughty Hub or something? Like
I think it's Twitch, and you're already there.
Twitch is getting naughty. Like I opened it up to like check on my feed the other day, and like the entire recommended was like, there's a lot of cleavage going on. I was like, wow, we are leaning hard into this. So
yeah, I don't normally go on Twitch unless, and I have an account because I've done the fundraiser where you play video games.
Extra Life.
For a little. Yeah, I've done Extra Life. So I have an account to Twitch. I barely ever go on it, but the other night, Rick Seaback was playing vinyl.
No.
On it. Yeah, he plays it at the Independent, and Alternative Histories caught it and put it up on his Twitter feed. And so I tuned in to watch Rick Seaback spin vinyl on Twitch, but I was like, the same thing. I was like, man, there's everything on here now. Like, there's not just video games anymore.
I didn't know there was a hard Pittsburgh contingent on there. So, but of course there is, right? So, all right, one more story. Chilla, I know you got to get out of here, but I got to mention this one because I think it's kind of interesting, and I'm a customer of this, so I'm looking forward to the idea that I might be driving one of these things soon. Hertz has ordered 100,000 EVs from Tesla. The largest order yet for Tesla, and they're going to be electrifying their fleet for the rental car company. Again, I am a Hertz Gold member with my business travels myself, so I'm really excited at the prospect that that's going to be like they're going to be. I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to be as standard as picking up my usual Chevy Malibu. So, and I've only ridden in the back of a Tesla once when I got picked up on Lyft in one, actually. So I'm excited to. I think that's cool. I think that's cool that they're doing that. As a really kind of normalizing that. I forget, somebody tweeted like in response to one of these, like Denmark or something. They already have a mostly electrified fleet of Teslas and such over there. So this is nothing new. And they're going to, I guess you can partake in the Tesla supercharger network, which I believe is free if you have a Tesla, I guess. And then they're going to be building out their own infrastructure to support the electrical side of this. Any thoughts real quick before we get out of here?
Is it the trucks or are they cars?
It's the S's, the sedans, I believe.
Okay, because I was just picturing like, why wouldn't they more economical would be like kitchen grease? Would be more economical to convert those over to than electric.
So real quick, according to Bloomberg, the cars will be delivered over the next 14 months, and Tesla's Model 3 sedans will be available to rent at Hertz locations in major U.S. markets and parts of Europe in early November.
So when I think Hertz, I think the big moving truck. So it's not that. It's more of like sedans.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like car rental.
Yeah,
right.
Just your car rental guys. No,
that's a little bit more comfortable.
Yes, and this is and by the way, they got a if you get into a decent sized airport, it's usually that thing. So as a gold member, I go look and it says okay. They're like, oh, go find your name. Here's my name. Okay, you're in this slot, and it's like a color or a number or something. But you got to walk by the Mustang first. And you could go hop in the Mustang, and they'll just upcharge you if you want to do it. So you got to walk back by all the fancy cars to get to your Nissan Versa that you can afford. Yeah. Imagine that on the expense. Why was your rental doubled what it usually is? I'm like, all they had was a Mustang. So. Although if all they have is a Mustang and you put an order in for a Malibu, you're paying for the Malibu, but you're getting the Mustang. That's the secret right there. So, anyways, I've had a lot of experience with Hertz, but I've never had a Mustang. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us and give us some insight into SharePlay. It's nice that you've had some hands-on with it over the last a while, I guess, before its release. I'm glad we all get to play with it now.
Yes, thank you. I had a lot of fun the last 5 months testing it. That's actually what I got to do, was software test it. So it actually was a lot of fun to do that.
Awesome. Chilla, thank you so much for hanging with us. I know we're past Chilla Pumpkin time a little bit, so apologies for that.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Be back next week.
Absolutely. Everybody
I'll try to remember to wear my Halloween costume next week.
There you go. Let's have a post Halloween. Well, it'll be cheaper. Let's have the discount rack Halloween next week. Right? Go get your candy. Go Monday on the 1st. Everybody go get their costume and see what they can get. That's the challenge for next week. Putting it out there.
Isn't next week isn't that like election day or something?
Oh, it's actually
like a voting thing.
So let's dress up. Come here in the studio, dress up like Halloween, and actually right next door is a polling place.
And we can ask them for candy.
And we'll ask them for candy? Okay. It's not my polling place. I have to go to the firehouse down the street a few blocks, but this one is for everybody that lives over in this section of town, apparently. I'm only a business here. Now, if I moved into my studio officially, I would A, be illegal, and B, change my polling location. Now just roll down the hill next door in my PJs. It'll be fine. Anyways, thank you, everybody. At Sorgatron on the Twitter. Follow, and you will see whatever adventures I have ahead of me as we are heading to Boston this weekend. Friday, we are going to be doing a live boxing pay-per-view. I believe. I think it's a pay-per-view. I don't know what format we're officially on yet. But I just know I'm booked for it. So we're lining that up, and we're going to be spending a couple days between Boston and New York on the way back. So looking forward to some more adventures, and hopefully I'll have some awesome things to share with you guys next week as I'm wearing my discount Halloween costume. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.